What's up, everybody? I am back with a new chaotic lore. In today's video, we'll be covering the final leader of the Param tribes, Queen Illexia of the Danian tribe. I covered Maxor, KR, Prince Mondino. Finally, I'm covering Illexia. Well, technically she won't be the final one because at some point in the future I will be covering her successor, Aziel, but that is for another video. Illexia is the former queen / leader of the Danian tribe. The length of her reign is unspecified, but it probably is about as long or slightly longer than the other current tribal leaders. Illexia isn't just a queen, but mother to every Danian we've seen in the series. Like in the card game, Illexia is best suited surrounded by her Danians. Being one of the best supporters, you keep her away from front lines. That's why Illexia is only seen in her chambers surrounded by guards like Volash. You can find Illexia in Zenith of the Hive set. Illexia is queen of the Danian hive. Like real-life insects such as ants or bees, the queen birthed the colony / hive, and they serve the queen and the hive without question, even putting them above their own lives. Illexia shares similar feats to the Yu-Gi-Oh card Insect Queen, where she's powered by other insects. The abilities of Insect Queen reads, you cannot declare an attack without offering one monster on your side of the field as tribute. Increase the attack of this card by 200 points for each face-up insect type monster on the field. Special summon one insect monster token, insect type Earth, 1-star attack and defense 100. In attack position on your side of the field at the end of each turn that this card destroys your opponent's monster. Attack 2200, defense 2400. Illexia, like most Danian nobles, possesses 4 arms and legs. She has a large abdomen. Her exoskeleton is golden brown colored, draped in bluish clothes. Illexia behaves like an aristocrat, which aligns with her nobility. She only cares of preserving herself and increasing the Danian numbers and territory. Illexia seems to have a bit of an ego, so she loves when she's admired. It's hard to say if Illexia has any true friends. The closest one would be Aziel, since she's the one Illexia abdicated her throne to. But I guess fellow nobles are more like peers than true friends. Everyone else are foot soldiers who live to serve her and the hive. As far as enemies are concerned, everyone who's against the Danians are the enemy, temporary allies at best. Favorite cards used by Illexia: locations, Mount Pillar. Initiative, Wisdom. When Mount Pillar becomes the active location, activate Hive until the end of the turn. Flavor text reads, the Danian homeland provides vital structural support to the underworld ceiling. explaining why KR has resisted its demolition. Queen's Gate. Initiative speed. Scouts gain immunity to invisibility. Did you hear something moving? Did you see something moving? I think I just touched something moving. Nest of the Ancestors. Now technically this is a location, but it's not in an actual card form. Hopefully in the future we'll actually get the card form for this, but I imagine initiative will be a Danian, or at the very least wisdom, and it will have to do something with increasing hive capabilities in some fashion. Favorite music is Adaptive Progression. 2 Danian counters. Ability is negate target elemental attack. An elemental attack is an attack with at least one elemental type. That attack deals no damage and has no other effects. And Infectus Melody. Costs 2 Danian counters. Infect up to 2 target unaffected creatures. Text reads, a tune so chilling that it makes your skin crawl. Favorite battle gear? Destructo Zuka. When Destructo Zuka is revealed, choose an elemental type. Equipped creature gains the chosen elemental type and element 5 of the chosen elemental type. And Talisman of the Mandiblore. Equipped creature gains 15 speed. If equipped creature is Danian, it gains sacrifice equipped creature, return a Mandiblore to play in any open space. It's never fully explained how longIllexia's reign was in the series. We meet her at the height of her power, on a quest to increase Danian dominance throughout Param. We can guess Illexia ruled about as long as the other tribal leaders, if not longer, given her elderly personality, but it had to be decades-long rule. Besides managing her empire, Illexia spent time birthing more Danians, each given an assigned role within the hive. Because she's so important for their survival, Volash are the few most powerful, rare, and dangerous Danians. Their sole purpose is to protect the queen. Now, one of the things that makes Volash so unique is the fact that it's the few Danians that can actually fly. Essentially, Volash is like the Secret Service, willing to protect and sacrifice themselves for the president. Illexia also started focusing on creating ways to infect other creatures to turn them into Danians and increasing their ranks. Her dream is to have all of Param under the hive. That's where the Danian parasite comes in. Of course, Illexia would like to claim the Kothica too, but with everyone being Danian, then her claim to it is assured. The first and last time we see Queen Illexia in the series is in Season 1, Episode 38, Big Time. When Sarah finds out Cass faced a player who used a rare Danian named Volash in their match, Sarah was determined to get a scan of him. She traveled solo to Mount Pillar and snuck inside. Along the way, Sarah bumped into the Mepedian spy, Como. He was on a covert mission by Prince Mardinu to kidnap Illexia via the Flux Bauble. Como liked humans, So he just tied her up, but warned her not to interfere again. Sarah manages to escape. Her love for the Danian tribe compelled her to find the queen before Como and warn her. However, thanks to the vigilant Volash, the kidnapping plot was stopped. Sarah was brought before the queen. Illexia never laid eyes on a human before, and Sarah never met the queen before. In fact, she would be the first human to do so. Sarah showered the queen with praise. But when Sarah tried to scan Illexia, Volash got in the way, taking the scanner as a threat. So Sarah got a scan of Volash instead and poured it out while she could. Now Illexia's attention was on Como. As punishment for trespassing and threatening the queen, Como was infected with a parasite, being the first successful assimilations under the hive influence. Soon after, Illexia implemented her next plan, which was infecting the overworld capital using Rasnus as patient zero. Since Rasnus was anointed as the Danian ambassador by Maxor under the hopes of brokering peace between overworld and Danian tribes. He was one of the few who can get close enough to Maxor to infect him, and the dominoes fall as suit. However, the plan failed thanks to the intervention of Maxor's human friends. During the Moronian invasion, Mount Pillar became under siege and the reservoir was taken over. While Illexia was trapped within the pillar protected by her guards, she lent Maxor her warriors who weren't brainwashed for his tribal alliance, including her most trusted warrior, Odu Bothax. Everyone knew if Aun or his chieftains get their tentacles on Illexia, every Danian all over Perrin will automatically be brainwashed, effectively turning the tides in the enemy's favor. Once Aun was defeated, Odu liberated the reservoir and the Danians regained their territory. After the war, Illexia ascended to the position of Elder of the Nest. Illexia abdicated her throne to the new, younger Danian, Azil, whose image is, by the way, roughly similar to the Queen Mira from Gears of War, in my opinion. Illexia lured his students and the infectionists and a group of Danians left for the nest of the ancestors. Where the nest is located is unknown. More likely it's deeper within Danian territory or below Mount Pillar, only the Danians are aware of. Here, a molting process occurs and they can focus on infection and the ancestral calling. Now here a molting process occurs and they can focus on infection and the ancestral calling. During the calling, Illexia draws upon ancient musical energies to call upon fallen enemies to bring their spirits possibly into the fold of the hive. This would be the last we hear of Illexia for now. Illexia, the Danian Queen. Danian Noble. Adjacent creatures gain Defender. When a mandible or an infected creature is placed in a discard pile, Illexia gains 1 counter. Ability: activate Hive until the end of turn. Hive. Music counters on Illexia count as mandiblores you control. Illexia may not enter mixed armies. And that was Illexia the Danian Queen. Hopefully we'll get more about her in the future, because we haven't seen her all that much in the show except for one episode. But her presence is still felt via dialogue by other Danians in later episodes. But as we see or hear about, once the Kaisef location was resurrected, each tribe go to their respective gates. Older Balthas and some Danians went to the Earth Gate. And her plans, for at least Azazel's plans, to continue on with the mission of infecting other creatures is still in play. But now, after the issue with the Marines was resolved, things have changed. You know, some enemies have become allies, or, you know, the war changed a lot of perspectives. But the Danians still have a mission, and their priority is the hive. So how things progress for the future still remains a mystery, but I'm all for finding out. But in any event, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think of the Danian tribe. Do you use the queen at all? How well is she useful to you? And also leave a request for future lore videos that I will put on the list. I also want to inform you guys that I got one more video that I want to take care of before, or at least in the general vicinity of October. It'll be the last video I'll be doing for the year, and then I'll pick up the chaotic lore videos again next year in February, probably getting closer to March, more than likely. Depends on how my schedule is. But you know, this is my kind of routine. You know, kind of have to give myself a bit of hiatus, because I got other videos I want to do for the holidays that will take up a lot of my time. So it's a decent break, but you guys have a lot to look forward to next year. But look, stay tuned. But in any case, leave a comment below. I will see you guys next time.